Thanks, Rhiannon. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I'm Ben. I'm the volunteer coordinator for Barnsley Museum, as Rhiannon mentioned. And yes, the Bees Need Champion Award. Say that fast a few times and see how you get on with it. We were really delighted we won this last year now. It must be. The year has blurred into one, hasn't it? And this award is all about demonstrating that a place has championed pollinators and bees and supporting that in that environment. So we won this award for our work at Cannon Hall, which is our kind of small stately home that we look after on behalf of Barnsley Council. The reason why I'm going to highlight this is that it was actually volunteers that really led on the work that eventually allowed us to submit and win the Bees Needs Champion Award. So like many of you, we support student placements. And it was a student that led on this project. So she got involved with our project manager and she developed costings, sessions, planned out what needed to be planted and where it could be planted on site, finding an appropriate location. She then led other volunteers to do planting sessions, to take photographs for social media and to raise awareness about the work we were doing in creating a wildflower area in Cannon Hall. And she helped our project manager in terms of planning messaging that could go out to the public around why this was important and why we were doing it. As I say, that allowed her then to lead sessions, everything got planted. A few months down the line, we were then able to see the results of that and we put ourselves forward for this award. And as I say, if anyone's thinking about it, the Bees Needs Award, I'll pop a link in the chat. It is really quite easy to apply for, but it also gives you a great way to kind of demonstrate why it's so important to get involved in things that are about kind of green spaces and improving environments, because you can actually get that accolade and that advocacy amongst your organisation. I know in Barnsley Council, it's opened up a few doors for us, and we're now involved in the Sustainability Forum of the Council, looking at how we can move the green agenda a little bit forward across Barnsley Museum and more widely with our partners. And the other thing I was going to touch on as well, another example of something we've been involved in, is tiny forests. I don't know who's heard of tiny forests, but it's a concept where you basically plant a lot of trees very tightly together, about 600 trees in total. And because they're so tightly packed together, it encourages a more rapid growth, which increases carbon capture a lot more quickly. As a heritage organisation, we got involved in this and looked at where our heritage green spaces might be able to accommodate a tiny forest. And we were very lucky that we did plant one, which involves community engagement. We've got people monitoring that forest now for us and are feeding back on its impacts and how it is helping the local area. And it is leading to us planning to plant another one, working with some other parts of the council in some of our parks and gardens across the borough. So yeah, Barnsley is turning into its own forest, is where we're going with that. We're part of the 10,000 trees planting initiative as well, which will feed into that as well. And then finally, I just wanted to highlight the other thing that we're doing, and I think maybe everyone could potentially take a look at. So even if you don't feel like you've got a green space to use, we are still creating an environmental action plan for our service. So we did have one anyway, as part of some funding that we had previously. But obviously, in light of recent kind of events and let's say with COP26, we realised it really needs to be more robust and it needs to be doing more, and we need to be taking bolder steps in that plan. So that's currently being rewritten, and we are working with, I say, other parts of the council and partners to create an action plan that's really, hopefully, a lot bolder and a lot kind of, as I say, we've all written action plans that have gone on shelves and then never looked at again. This should be something we can use regularly and feed to our staff and our volunteers about how we're going to change our organisation and take it forward. So yeah, those are the three things I wanted to highlight really, was kind of examples of how students and volunteering can get involved in this activity, and you can create projects that they can really get hands-on with and learn about. Similar with tiny forests, a little bit of infrastructure, but actually once it gets going, it is about communities and about people involved with that and monitoring it. And then, yeah, from an organizational perspective, as an organizational perspective, an action plan is something we can probably all create, even if it's just a side of A4 with kind of the beginnings of what you want to do. That is something that we can apply to all of our organizations, even if you don't feel like you've got those obvious green spaces to be in. And that's me. I think I'm possibly under 5 minutes, which is surprising.